Welcome back to our second video. This is Travis,
And this is Michelle.
and we are here to talk about Lovecraft Letter, which is kind of a reskin or a reprint of original Love Letter, which had a Victorian theme going for it, but this one is an H.P. Lovecraft motif. And you've played this before, right?
I have played this game twice and only 2-player. I've never played with more than 2 people.
Yeah. So right now it'll just be me and Michelle, but this game is better suited for 3 or 4 players. So we'll kind of go over the contents of the box. We have the rules, how to play the game. We have the cards, which let you play the game. And we'll go over what these do. And we have these little tokens. So whenever a player wins a round, they get a token. And then when you get 4 tokens, you win the whole game. We also have these little reference cards. These kind of show you, they give you a brief description of what each card does, and it shows you how many of each type of copy, or how many copies of each type of card are in the deck. So the gameplay basics is at the start of the game, everybody draws 1 card from a communal deck. So instead of like a game where you show your own deck, like poker, everyone draws out of 1 deck. So everyone will draw 1 at the beginning of the game, and then they'll draw another 1 on their turn. Yeah. So everybody will have 2 cards. And we'll go over what each card does. 1. Each card has a number. So 1 through 8. Oops. 1 through 8. 1 fell out, but that's fine. Start off with number 1. The Investigators. When you play this card, you'll pick another player, and you'll basically guess a number other than 1. If they have a card that matches that number, they're knocked out of the round.
Then we have the number 2 card, and this is Cats of Althar. And for this one, you're going to choose another player, any player, just 1, and then they're going to show you their hand.
Secretly, yeah.
With just that other player. However, you're going to see in the gameplay when we play this, it's just the 2 of us. So he has to just show me his hand, and there's nobody else here.
Yeah. But if there are 3 or 4 players, you'd show only the 1 player. You wouldn't show it to the other 2 players not involved.
Right.
We have number 3, the Great Race of Yith. When you play this card, you pick another player. Then you and the other player secretly compare cards. Secretly, so any other players are not involved. Whoever has the higher number wins, and whoever has the lower number is knocked out of the round. And if it's tied, nothing happens.
And then we have 4, which is Elder Sign. And this is pretty much like a block card. So you cannot be chosen as part of the effects of another player's card. So let's say Travis wants to play his number 1 card. Like we said, he has to guess a number between 2 and 8. And then whoever's card is highest wins.
Well, if you guess right.
Or if you guess right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this would block that.
Yeah.
So then he wouldn't be able to he wouldn't be able to play. I would put this down. And then if he puts down a 1, it blocks me. So I'm safe.
It basically protects her from any effects from other players. So number 5, Professor, who was this guy? Professor Henry Armitage. Forgot his name for a second. When you play this, you pick another player. That player discards their card. Actually, you can pick any player, including yourself. That player discards their card in their hand, and they draw a new card to replace it. So they'll be back up to 2 on their turn.
And then number 6 is Randolph Carter. And this is pretty much you're going to trade hands with one other player. So you'll pick someone, they'll take your cards, you take their cards, and that's it.
Yeah, those are secret. So again, in a 3 or 4 player game, the other player is not involved. They don't get to see the cards. Yeah. Number 7, the Silver Key. This card doesn't do anything on its own, but if the other card in your hand is a 5 or higher, so 5, 6, 7, or 8. Well, it can't be 7 because there's only 1 7. So 5, 6, or 8. You have to play this card. So if you have a 6 and then this other card is in your hand, and you really wanted to play the 6, too bad. You have to play the 7.
And then the last card we have is of course I cannot pronounce this.
The Necronomicon?
The Necronomicon. So pretty much you have to hold on to this card at all times if you have it.
Yeah.
If you discard it, you're out of the game.
Yep, for any reason.
For any
If
reason,
it ever
doesn't
leaves
matter.
your hand, for any reason, you are not.
Unless
gonna-
you're trading cards with someone.
Right. Yes.
You can trade cards with someone.
You can use the 6 card to swap it
to
away
swap
from
it
your
away
hand
from
and
your
give it
hand.
to someone else.
But
Yeah.
if you have, because you always have one card in your hand, and then when you start your turn, you draw another. So you have 2 cards in your hand.
Yep.
Don't put this one down.
Yeah, because then you lose.
Because then you lose the game,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So those are all the
But-
different cards.
Yeah. So you might think this card is bad, but there are instances where you actually want to keep this card.
There's some cards where it says the highest card wins,
Yeah.
and that is the
Yeah,
highest
so like
card.
the 3, the Great Years of Yith, where you compare and the highest card wins. Well, this is the only 8.
Right.
So if you use this with the 3, you're guaranteed to win that clash.
So those are all the cards. There are some other cards.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have
this-
Travis go over these because I've never played
this
with
is
these.
because this is the Cthulhu version. They have like this whole extra mechanic with these green cards. They'll have various effects depending on whether or not you meet their criteria. We're not going to play with these. We're just going to use the classic love letter rules.
Maybe we can play another game
in a
with
future
these
video.
later.
We'll replay this game, but include these green cards. But for now,
We'll just play the
Don't worry
basics.
about these green cards, and we're just going to use base love letter rules. So that's it for now. I think. Oops, that was loud.
Sorry, guys.
That's for now for the introduction. So we'll go ahead and show off the game right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. So this is what love letter looks like when it's set up right before game starts. Every player will get one of these little probability cards, so they have something to reference, so they can easily see what the cards do and then how many there are. So before we draw our cards, what we're going to do is we're going to burn the top one. I don't mean literally burn, I just mean get rid of it. And I actually just reread the rules, and the top 5 are going to be removed face up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those ones are removed, so we know that these cards are out of play for this round. And then we each draw 1 card. So I'll have Michelle go first. So she'll draw her card. Then I'll draw mine. And then Michelle will go first. So now she draws her card for turn. And then of those 2 cards, she will play 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the number 2, which
Okay.
is choose another player and look at their hand. I only have one other player to choose from, and that's Travis. So,
I'm going to show her this 6. So now she
Okay.
knows I have a 6.
yep.
And that's her turn. It's just that 1 card, and now it's my turn. So I draw. So I will play this 4, which means I'm protected until my next turn. So she can't target me with any of her cards. And if she were to play a card that would target another player, it does nothing. It just sits there and does nothing.
Right.
So now
Alright.
she draws.
So no matter what I play, pretty much, Travis is protected.
Yeah, for this turn. So if she plays a card that would affect my hand or allow her to look at my hand, it does nothing.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just play the 1.
Right. So normally she would guess a number, but because I'm protected, it's just wasted, essentially. So it's my
Yep.
turn. So I'm going to play this other 4.
Okay.
So,
All right. In which case, I'm gonna play another 1.
okay.
Since it's not gonna touch him in any way.
So now my turn. So I'll play this 6, which means we swap hands.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this. I'll take that. That's my turn. So
Okay.
that's her turn.
I'm gonna play a 1.
Okay.
You have a 3.
I do.
I know, because we just traded
Yes.
hands.
Yeah. All right, so Michelle wins that round, so she gets one of these tokens, and first the 4 tokens wins the game.
All right.
So now what we do is we take all these,
We take everything, including the
them.
burn
Yep.
cards.
we will make a new deck out of them. We reshuffle.
So you can see where sometimes using those cards, you can use them to your advantage, especially if there's only 2 players. Like we had just traded hands, so I already knew what he
Yeah.
had. So that was an easy way to get him out. But again, it's luck of the draw. There is still one card that's not turned here, and you don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'll just shuffle these up. Nothing too extensive. This is down. So burn 1, face down, and then burn 5, face up.
4 face up.
It's 5.
Oh, 5, okay.
Yeah, so it's 5. So these will go face up. So these cards are out of the game this round. So we'll draw a card. So starting with the winner of the last round, so Michelle will draw her card. I'll draw my card, and then she'll draw a card for her turn.
Okay, so I am going to play a 5. So Travis, he's the only other player.
You can choose yourself if you don't like that card.
No, I like this card. I'm
Okay.
going to keep it. So choose any player, and they must discard their hand and draw a new card.
Okay, so I get rid of this, which is 1. So I draw to replace it. And now it's my turn, so now I draw for turn. Okay. So we will play the 6, and we will swap hands.
Okay.
Now it's her turn.
All right, so I'm going to draw 1. Okay, I'm going to play a 2. Choose
Okay,
another
so
player
she
and look at their
She
hand.
just looks at my hand, so now she knows I have a 3.
Yep, which I already knew because we traded hands.
But I know that what that card is. So I'm just going to play the... Because I don't want to play this 3 because I'm definitely going to lose. Because that's the one where you compare numbers and the higher one wins. And I
Yep.
know what that card is.
Okay.
So I'm just going to play a 2 and you're just going to show me that card. It's an 8.
Yep.
Now it's her turn.
I'm going to play a 4.
Okay, so now I can't hit her with anything, so I'll draw. I'll play this 3, which I can't do anything because she's protected, so it's wasted.
All right, last
She gets the last
card.
draw. So we'll explain what happens when the deck is emptied.
I don't know what you have now because you played the 3.
Yeah.
Darn. All right, so now I'm looking.
Yeah, so now she's looking at what's visible on the field. So she's gonna try and she knows everything but
That
two
one
two
card.
cards. She knows everything but 2 cards.
Okay.
This card and the card in my hand.
So I'm going to play the 1,
Okay, and you're just gonna make a guess here.
and I'm going to make a guess here because I don't see a 7 on the table.
Right, there's no 7.
Do you have that 7?
I don't have the 7.
Okay, so
But you win anyway.
I win anyway.
Because when the deck runs out and there's no more in the draw, what you do is everyone reveals their hands and the highest number wins. So that's the 8.
Okay, so the 7 was the hidden card.
Yes.
Okay.
So she gets another token. Oh, and the one thing I don't think we mentioned, but on the 1s, you can't guess 1. You have to guess a number, any number other than 1. So the 1s can't hit itself. So that's why she pretty much had to guess the 7. That was kind of her only legal. I mean, she could have guessed 1, 2, 3, or not 1, but
I couldn't have guessed 1.
she could have guessed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, or even 8.
Yeah, but I had the 8,
Right.
so I would have known.
Yeah, but all those other numbers were visible.
Right.
The only one that wasn't visible was 7. And again, with 3 or more players, well, you only burn that 1 face down. You aren't burning the 5 face up. So these games are going to go fast because we're essentially just cutting the top 6 cards off the top of the deck. Okay. So we will burn this top card face down, and these 5 cards will be face up. So these ones are out of the game this round. So what do we got? Oh, there's the 8, and 3 1s and a 2 are out of the round. So Michelle won last round, so she starts off with the draw, and then she starts off the round.
Okay, Travis, discard your card and
discard my
go
1,
again.
and then I draw to replace it, and then draw for turn. We'll play the 2 Cats of Othar, so I'll just look at your hand. You have a 1, okay.
I don't want to play All right, so now I'm gonna guess.
Yep.
What does Travis have?
We know it's not a 2,
All the 2s are out.
and you know it's not an 8. So you
All
know
the
not
8s
to
are.
say 2 or 8.
And they're not 1s.
You can't guess
you can't
one.
choose
You
1s,
can't-
but 1s are all already
You can't
out.
guess 1. Yeah, and all the ones are already revealed.
3.
No 3.
Okay.
So my turn, draw. We'll play 4, the Elder Sign. So I'm protected.
Well, if you're protected, it's not gonna matter. So
Yeah, so.
I'm not gonna trade hands with you.
Yep. So this is. Yeah. We will play 7, the Silver Key.
Okay.
And then you have the last draw.
I'm protected.
So there's no more to the draw, so we go to highest number.
Oh, Travis wins.
So I win on the 5.
There we go.
Alright, shuffle these up really quick. Again, I'm not doing too extensive a job shuffling these. Alright. Burn 1 and burn top 5 face up.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Both the 2s are out. All right.
So I won the last round, so I'll start with the draw. So go draw, and then I'll start the turn. I'm just gonna play this 4 and be protected.
All right. And I'm just gonna play the 4.
Okay. Uneventful turn. So I'll play the 3 and it will do nothing because she's protected.
I will play 5. You must discard your hand.
Okay, so I have to get rid of the 1, and then I draw to replace it, and now I draw for turn. So I will play a 1, and I will guess. Let's see, the 2s are gone, the 3s are gone, the 4s are gone. I will guess 6.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to guess a number, and I'm
Okay.
going to guess 7.
No.
Okay.
So I get the last draw. I will play Silver Key. And there's no more draws, so now we go to highest card.
Okay. I win.
You win on the 8.
All right. So I am at 3.
I'm at 2, so one more.
You're at 1.
Yes, sorry. I'm at 1. I'm at 1.
Here, let's shuffle those.
Yeah. So Michelle's on match point. You see how fast these rounds go.
Yeah, I've never played with more than 2 people.
Tired.
A little bit.
Well, we'll be done soon.
No, I know. I'm still tired just from work this morning.
Okay. Alright, so face down and 5 face up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, so let's see, what's here? Both 5s. 2, an 8, and a 1. Alright,
So you
so
get the
I
draw,
draw first.
and then you start the game.
Alright, so. Well then. Three.
No.
Yeah. See, in the beginning, it's
Yeah.
hard to try and guess some of those numbers.
I guess 5.
Now,
Yep.
I feel almost like we're playing Go Fish.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I'm going to look at your hand.
I have a 6.
Okay.
So now I'll draw. And I'll just play the 4, so I'm protected.
Man. All right. Now I'm protected.
Okay. We'll just play the 6 and have it do nothing.
All right.
Because of her protection.
No, we're not playing make sure here. Okay. Choose a player other than one, and they will get knocked out. Alright, so now I'm trying to do the math. Seven.
No. I will play 3. So now we compare the numbers.
Okay.
7 to your 3. So my 7's higher than her 3, so she's knocked out.
Yep.
So I get a win. Do more shuffling. Now I'm at 2.
Yep.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Face up.
What do we got?
Cats again are out.
Cats are out again.
So I won, so I'll get the draw. And then she'll draw her card, and then I'll start my first turn. Alright, we're going for the big baller move here. We're going to play 3. We're going to compare numbers.
And what is it?
We each look at each other's card,
Okay.
and we compare the numbers.
Okay, and what is it? Highest or lowest?
Highest wins.
Okay.
So I have a 6.
I have one.
So she's knocked out on the first round. So I
So
win.
see, sometimes
Yeah.
you can get out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so now we're at 3 and 3.
Now we're at 3 and 3. So this is the last round, no matter what. Who is gonna take it all home? Michelle or me?
Let's see.
Alright. Let's cut that. Do 1 face down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face up.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, the 5s are out again.
Alright. So
Alright.
so we'll each draw 1 card.
Yep.
And then I'll draw to start the game. We'll play the 2 and look at your card.
Okay.
You have a 1.
I do. All right.
And in a 3 or 4 player game, when you use the cats on a player,
It
they
just
don't.
says choose another
Yeah,
player.
they don't reveal it to everyone. The card, they only reveal it to the person that.
Is asking for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take a wild guess here.
Okay.
I'm going to play 1. So I have to guess a number. I'm going to guess Travis has a 4? Okay.
No. Draw. Okay. Yeah. Game's over because I played a 3 and I have an 8.
Okay.
And there's no card higher than 8. So.
Yep. And that's it.
So I get the 4th win, and that's it. So that's it. So I win the whole thing. So that's Love Letter. Quick games.
Yep.
Well, we just played Love Letter, Lovecraft Letter, I should say, and I ended up winning.
Yep.
So you probably saw that last round was I had the 3 and then the Necronomicon, which basically meant there was nothing.
Nothing I could have
There was
done.
nothing you could do. So sometimes the games just go like that. But what do you think?
I like it. Again, I've only ever played it with just the 2 of us. I've never played it with more people,
Yeah,
and I've never played it with those extra green
Yeah,
cards.
it's definitely better with even one other person makes the game way better.
So that's something that I would like
Yeah.
to do, just to see what the differences
Yeah,
are.
so I would recommend this at least 3 players. We only had 2. Again, we were just doing it to show off the game, but I would recommend a minimum of 3 players for Love Letter. And yeah, Lovecraft Letter does have that extra, the green cards that we showed you earlier. That's an extra mechanic you can use. But again, we just wanted to show basic Love Letter.
Yeah, I've never done it with the extra cards, so I'm not.
It's just another layer you need to keep track of.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry
so
about that
I've
right
just
now.
played this basic one now. This is now my second time doing it, and I mean, I like it. It's fairly easy. It's straightforward.
Yep.
I like that the cards, you know, they give you like the list of cards on the
Yeah,
side.
the little reference.
The little
thing.
reference cards, but then the card also says what to do on it at the same time.
Yeah,
so.
there are some cards that don't have words on them, and it's just like symbols, and you got to memorize what the symbols
Yeah.
do. It's like, why just print the
instructions on the card, especially if there's a lot of them. Because again, I'm more into the games where it's kind of straightforward. It's not a ton of thinking, and I like that the card literally says this is what it does. So
this is actually one of my favorite wind down games. I have with my group, my game group that I do on a semi-weekly basis. This is like the game we'll play, kind of the wind down the night. So after we've played, one game for 6 hours, we'll do a couple rounds of Love Letter and then call it a night. So I highly recommend it. And again, minimum 3, 4 is good.
how many are allowed to play?
I believe it's up to
look.
4. The rules are state up to 4, I believe. So somewhere on the box.
That's
It's 4.
for
I think
2 to 6.
6. Oh, because that includes the extra green cards. So
okay.
they're assuming you're playing with the extra green cards. With base
Got
Love
it.
Letter, it's the recommended is up to 4. Yeah.
Yeah, and it says 10-minute playtime. So
Yeah.
as you
So
guys
you saw those
it went
rounds
really
go
quick.
really fast.
Yeah.
But that's Love Letter. Good, quick, easy to learn game. Recommend it. And any other thoughts on your end?
No.
All right.
That's it.
That's it. See you
Alrighty.
next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.